Especially when Nico does accents. Oh, yeah. He started right in.
Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, we'll find a friend to care it.
Woo! We are Our Place Out Loud. I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. We've also got a lot of guests in the studio. But let me start by introducing the panel. We've got Kimute, Ryan, Yulia, Nico, and we have Nikki. And then we've got Danny back there with Jake and Ethan. Is it okay if I say Ethan's name? It's funny because in asking the question, I said his name. That's what makes it hilarious.
Twice.
Yeah, so Ethan's back there helping Jake with the in the director's chair, and of course we have our guest on the show, DJ Kiss. And can you put the camera on DJ Kiss? He's a young man right there. That's DJ Kiss, and he's a 10-year-old DJ, and he's also 10 years old. And we have Benji Miller, who's going to talk about his invention a little bit later on in the show. So you've that to look. Benji, even if like I put you in front of like a turntable, you couldn't DJ your way out of a paper bag, could you?
No.
You have to talk right into the mic.
No way. I would just put one song on, say okay, enjoy this song,
And then
that would be DJing.
screaming
That's
into the
my
night.
version of
Make
DJing.
it stop. No, that's exciting. I bet you could figure it out because you're pretty technical. You'd be like, oh, turntables.
Take me a little bit, maybe in the end.
All right. So
Nice impression.
it's exciting. We have something to announce up front. And for those of you who are watching at home and who are in the app and have been applying to be a community organizer inside the app, I will now announce the new community organizers. They are as follows. Drum roll, please. I Cheer, Doodle, Lonely Heart, Avery Smiles, and Take a Step in My Shoes. Woo! Congratulations. If you did not make it this time, apply in 3 months because we just want to see you actively taking part in Our Place, and we give leadership roles, and we do take them very seriously, and we hope that you take them seriously as well. But in no way is it meant to say, oh, this person is better than that person. It's not really about that at all. It's just about who is maybe showing the maturity level to be ready for a certain amount of responsibility, because we do want you to have your lives and go to school and take your classes and do your activities and stuff, and we don't want anybody living their life online. So we do want a proper balance. Sometimes when you're not chosen, it's because we just don't think you're maybe ready yet for that level of responsibility. Because sometimes kids have to write to us and say, I'm going to have to step down from CO because I really got busy doing this or that, and that's fine too. Just let us know what's going on in your life, because Our Place is never supposed to be your life. It's just supposed to enhance your life. So having said that, we're going to talk to DJ Kiss for a second. So you're 10 years old. Can you get real close to the microphone for me?
Okay.
Yes. And I was reading in your bio and talking to some people who know you, and apparently you could be DJing 2 shows a night, or how does
Sometimes 3 of busy schedule.
really? And so how does all that work out? Like, how long is a show? How long does that take?
Well, usually another DJ will DJ, and then I'll come in, I'll do my hour set or whatever, and then I'll go to my next show from there, do my hour set. Then after that, I'll probably go get something to eat, then probably go home, take a nap, wake up, do it all again in the morning.
Really? Do you, have you heard of school?
I'm homeschooled.
Oh, you're homeschooled. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So
From
what
6
do you
to 8 at school.
say that again, please?
From 6 to 8 at school, then I go do some shows for other schools in the morning.
Trish, can you help him get closer to the microphone?
Okay.
He's used to, DJing, and you just, when you do that, you don't have to be that close to the microphone. This is radio where you have to be, really close. You almost have to have the microphone almost touching your face to the point where you really want to swat it because you're that annoyed by it. So is your whole family musical? How did this passion begin for you?
Well, I broke my arm playing football because I was really into sports. But then I got really bored after I broke my arm because I couldn't do nothing. They wouldn't let me play on the team. So I just started trying a lot more stuff. I tried being a guitarist, but that did not work too well. And then I just started looking up DJ Ski. and he's a really good DJ. So he actually inspired me to DJ. And then I started going to classes at Astros Mix Lab.
Ooh, you took classes at Astros Mix Club. I'm going to do that. I want to take classes at Astros Mix Club. How do I sign up for that?
It's in Burbank.
It's
so
in
you
Burbank.
Just go to Burbank.
All right, I'll see you there.
Apply for the class.
I'm a quick learner.
Yeah, I'm gonna start having my own classes there too.
I'm going to be in your class.
Okay.
All right, so
Got
what
you.
happens is there's 2 turntables, and your job is that when this song is playing, you got to cue up this song so that when it starts playing, it's going
Exactly.
to play in beat and also in the same key,
Yeah, and like tempos and
everything.
tempos are gonna be like mostly the same, and then your mixer for your crossfader, you have to put it over just a little bit or sometimes you could just scratch it in and then put like an air horn effect or something. Like
Oh, so to make it slide in there.
yeah.
Because are you also looking for maybe songs that have similar chord progressions so that they'll match
Yeah.
yours? That's not as important.
Yeah, and then I also do BPMs and tempos, and I have to like count the beats out before I actually mix them.
So there's math involved.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So this is really exciting. Do you guys have any questions for DJ Kiss? Oh, Yulia.
Yulia.
Pretend you've
Hi.
never met her.
Okay.
Okay.
Say
So-
hello, young lady.
Hello.
How may I help you?
Hi.
Welcome
who's
to
your-
McDonald's.
Who's your favorite artist? The one that you've met in person?
I really like Rick Ross. He's pretty cool. He bring me on stage with him a couple times. I DJ'd for him at his in-stores. Yeah, Rick Ross is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I like how he has the lingo down, his in stores. So what are some other, say a sentence to me that's all DJ where I won't know what the heck you're talking about.
That's all DJ
All lingo,
language.
yeah, all DJ lingo.
Okay, well, with the crossfaders, you have to you have to take out some of the highs and the mids to make a good song with the turntables, which I use CDJ.
I was going to say, right? I mean, because if you didn't, then that was really good. I put you on the spot. That was excellent. Okay, new kid Nikki. Any questions for DJ Kiss? Did you ever think you'd be meeting a 10-year-old when you left your
No.
home today to come here?
No.
Did you dream
No.
that before you would be this little dynamo of DJing magic?
No. Yeah. Pretty young DJ.
Yeah.
What kind of events do you do?
I love Nikki.
Well, I do school tours and anti-bullying events and anti-drinking and smoking events for Nick Cannon. So Nick Cannon pays me, and I do a lot of stuff with him. And then
I have a really good slogan for your anti-bullying campaign.
Yes.
So put your hands in the air, but don't punch anybody with them.
That was outstanding, Wheezy.
awesome.
You don't have to use
Put
it.
your hands in the air and don't punch nobody with them. I'm
All right,
adding
you
that to
got
the
it.
campaign.
See? It doesn't rhyme yet, but we're working on that part. Ryan, you had a question.
Yeah, but before that, every time I think of Nick Cannon, I think of Pick Boy from the old Nickelodeon. You're probably a little too young to remember it, but when I was I barely remember it. But he used to come on before every show and spin a wheel, and that wheel would land on the next show. So it'd be spin it and land on SpongeBob, and then SpongeBob would come on. He would wear a costume and everything. And then
Not Keenan and Kel or anything
no, I mean Kenan and Kel will come on too. That was just SpongeBob was one of them, but
Oh.
it'd be a full wheel of all the shows, and then it's just SpongeBob. No, but I can't get that image of him wearing that orange and green neon suit out of my head. But no, but do you have a favorite song to play at shows you do?
Not really. It basically just goes off the crowd.
Okay.
So I read the crowd, and then whatever music they seem to be liking, then I'll start playing that music.
Do you have a favorite song you like to listen to? Maybe.
Not really.
No. Okay.
I like what he said
really.
about working off the crowd because
Yeah.
what he means is that if he sees that they get really excited by a certain type of song, he'll
Yeah.
play a similar type of song.
Yeah, and then just from there, just
Just
chopping
go-
all that. Yeah.
So it's really feeling the room and everything. Nico, was your hand up?
Oh, yeah, I was just about to ask how you usually read the room, but
That's a good question.
now that Wheezy said it, it seems obvious.
he
I
has
think Keo
telepathic
something.
powers too, and that's very helpful.
Oh, yeah, of course. I think
Keo has a
had something.
question.
Put your hands in the air, but don't pull anyone's hair.
Oh! Oh, yeah! We have our new anti-bullying
Put your
DJ.
hands in the air, but don't pull anybody's hair.
So put your hands in the air, but don't pull anyone's hair. Because then she'd
Rockstar?
really care. And you're not supposed to
It's
really
probably
care.
best if you don't keep going.
It's probably best if I stop right now. Hello, Mrs. Jordan, Chris Colfer.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have any questions for DJ Kiss?
I do.
He's super, super cute. Just so you know.
I can tell by
Can you-
what's going on the live.
Can you
stream.
see him, though? Can you see him, though?
Yeah.
There he is.
I see him.
All right, he's ready for your question. Make it
Okay.
good. No pressure.
What made you want to start DJing? I don't know if that's been asked.
I
or not,
wanted
but-
to be on Our Place Out Loud one day.
What was the question again?
What made you want to start DJing?
Oh, just inspiration. Yeah, and I wanted to be
Do you
on
love
Our
music
Place.
and you want to be on Our Place, right?
Yeah.
And do you really love music and just love to dance and make people happy and all
Yeah.
that?
As a baby, my mom said I always used to just dance around, do the worm a
Oh,
lot.
really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I
Said
can't
I was
do
a
the
master
worm.
at it.
You can't do the worm? It's just as well.
Just like a body
I mean,
roll
because they
kinda.
hardly ever ask for it in a job interview.
Well, I mean, if they need it, I can learn.
I know, you and I. Let's go to DJ school. We're going to take DJ Kiss's class together, okay?
Millennium
Okay,
dance
okay.
class. if you
Millennium
wanna
dance
do
class?
the worm.
Wheezy,
yeah.
I'm trying to visualize like a CEO being like, "Yeah, your resume is great, but can you do the
But
worm?"
can
That's
you
all I
do
care
the
about.
worm? And do you have any references?
The fact that you guys don't do the worm already and put it on your resume kind of scares me, honestly.
It's not going to use it when I apply to
It
colleges.
says a lot about our future. I mean, where are we going?
Like,
what
but-
are we now as society?
Before my grades on my college house will be like, "I can do the worm."
I don't
You don't
really
have to
think
read
you
below
need
that.
any other entries if you have that on your resume. That's just it. You're done.
Harvard reported
Turn
that's
it
the
in.
number one thing they look for.
That
Yeah.
kid that got into 8 colleges
Does
he can
the
do the
worm.
worm.
All
yeah.
8 Ivy Leagues. It was all 8 Ivy Leagues.
Yeah, all 8 Ivy League. Benzie's like, I don't think
This
so.
one kid that lives around the block from me, he went to college at 13.
Oh,
He went to
Jeez.
college at 13, and he knows how to do the splits on the worm.
That must have been
Aw.
it. People do things young
I
in your neighborhood.
hate that guy. All right, so does everyone in your family make sure that you get enough sleep and that you get enough to eat and all those other things?
Yes.
Is this kind of like
My
run? Do
family's
you kind
really
of like run
caring.
on your own fuel so that if you kind of like, sometimes I hear parents say who have like a child who's kind of a prodigy that if he weren't doing this he'd just be unhappy. So do you feel that this is how you're the happiest?
Yeah, this is how I'm like, what you said, like really happy, but whenever I don't have shows and I'm just like sitting at home, I'm like really bored. Video games don't cut it or anything.
You need a room full of writhing, dancing adults.
Yeah, but I really do like Minecraft.
Oh, well, there you
Minecraft.
go.
Minecraft.
You know,
yes.
DJ. You know, there's a game called DJ
I knew how to
Hero.
do it.
Yeah, I never
But
got it
not
yet.
as
We
good.
don't mention that. Jake said it,
Yes,
but I repeated
Yulia.
it.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes,
How do you
ma'am.
get into clubs when it's 21 and over, but you're only 10 years old? How do you get in?
He brings his own
Well-
alcohol.
It's pretty easy. I just walk by the line, and then the security guards like usually know me for some reason, so they just like open up the ropes, and I walk by. A lot of adults really get mad at me
Why? What do they say?
because they have
He
like
didn't
been
bring any
sitting-
women.
I bring women. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so they're just like waiting out there for like a couple hours, and they'll be like, "Why can't I get in? But like you let a little 10-year-old in, but that's not fair." Yeah.
Well, you DJ for everyone, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to DJ school.
And they
Come
always
on.
let me in because I have like my own area that I can't go out to the bar or anything.
So there's the grown-ups watching you and all
Yeah.
that, so you feel safe.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna let you go, Mrs. Colfer. Thank you so much for
Okay,
calling.
One request.
Pardon me?
One request.
Okay.
Wish
Yes.
me luck on my drill competition this weekend.
Oh, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
You're gonna do awesome. I just know it. 'Cause you're
You
the best
are gonna
one.
Get it.
Thank you.
You are the best one. Yay. All right,
You're the
Mrs.
best.
Colfer.
Abraham.
All right, let's dive into some questions. We are at 888-531-7171. We are Our Place Out Loud here with DJ Kiss, and we are going to take a question from Soccer Splash, and I'm going to let Ryan read because it's long.
There's nothing I love more than my own voice.
I know this.
All right, so Soccer Splash asked, "There's this guy that I like and that lives across my street. He knows I like him because my little sister's friend told him in front of everybody. He wasn't grossed out or anything. He just looked at me and smiled. We were walking my dog together yesterday, and he was really nervous around me, and he's never been that way. He kept messing with his hair, and he always teases me and all that stuff. Around his friends, he's all tough and rough, but around me, he's calm and considerate. What does this mean? I think he likes me back, but what do you guys think?
What do you guys think, Ryan?
What do you guys think, Ryan?
Ryan's?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think that
All Ryans around the world.
All the Ryans
if
around
you
the
are named Ryan, please call right now. No, I think that it definitely means that he's at least taking into consideration the idea of like you liking him, because I know like for most people, just hearing that someone likes you, kind of like you think differently around them, you act differently around them, and if he's nervous and acting different, there's a pretty good chance that he likes you back. But Nico, what do you think?
I'm hearing this question, right? And I'm basically thinking, all right, guys, so this guy said he likes me. Do you think he likes me? Because it's pretty obvious at this point to me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You got all this body language that you're noticing, and you obviously know it, but you just want a little reassurance. You know what? Go for it. Honestly, that's all I gotta say here.
He's like, oh my god, the cute girl across the street is talking to me. He's having a mini freak out in his own head. Go ahead, Keo.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't like you, then everything would be very different. It would kind of be like he would be avoiding you. He wouldn't try and be talking to you or walking a dog with you. He would be like, ugh. That's the response when somebody likes you. You hear somebody likes you and you don't like them. But in his head, he's probably going, oh,
yeah,
cool.
because there's a proximity issue. So you live right across the street from him. If he needed to avoid you, he would be going out of his way to avoid you, even more than someone who just sees you at school because he
Out of the back window.
Exactly. Yeah.
If the for sale sign hasn't gone up yet, you're in the clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nico.
Yo, man, if you see a girl at the club and you like her, what do you usually do?
That's a
Let's get
good
some
question.
insight here.
I can't really do anything. They would go to jail.
What do the other guys in the club usually do?
There are not a lot of
Pretty get mad at me.
10-year-olds
Yep.
at the club.
You have to beat up a lot of their boyfriends, obviously.
But so what do the other guys
Stay out my
usually
way.
do?
Stay out their way because they're like huge and I'm like small.
Do your very best impression of a lady who thinks you're adorable. What does she say to you?
Oh my god, the little boy is so cute. I just want to hug him and take him home with me. Do you need a babysitter?
See?
Hooking it up.
See? Drunk women are creepy. All right, so we have a question from Allie Sachs, 14. I hate feeling like my friends are prettier than me all the time because I'm short and skinny. All the guys at my school like girls with big butts and boobs and somewhat thick thighs. Is this amusing to you, DJ Kiss? So, because don't you think, even though I know you're only 10 and you may not have a type yet, but don't you think that different guys like different types of girls? There's not just like, oh, there's only one thing that's in the category of attractiveness.
No, we all literally like one thing.
You should.
Well, I mean, no, but like, there's definitely a general consensus that you can find. It's not the same at every location, but like in my high school, I could, if I gave it some thought, I could probably figure out what like generally guys are into. So obviously, there's exceptions, and there's a lot of exceptions.
Well,
everybody
all
has
girls,
theirself.
lots of pretty girls could be way different heights. They could be way different weights. They could have way different bust sizes. They could have way different like curves, and they could still all be cute. So I do think that maybe society says, oh, this type of girl is on a billboard, so she must be what's our societal standard of beauty. But I think that just like girls, we have different types in guys that like you might like a blonde guy, or you might like a dark-haired guy, or you might like a tall guy, you might like a guy who's closer to your own size. So I don't know that if she's getting this message that she's not going to be the type of girl that a guy is attracted to, that I just don't think she's able to read the mind of every guy at her school. And go ahead, Yulia.
Like I used to feel like that. I remember like I didn't. It's like if I had prettier friends than me, I would just feel like, oh, I'm not as pretty.
There's no one prettier than you.
Aw, thank you. Like I'm the I'm not as like I feel like I'm not as cute or whatever. But you can't like compare yourself to other people. You are unique, and every person's unique. And if you know, like, you just can't do that. You just have to be in love with yourself, and you have to be confident in yourself.
And the other thing that's truly important, and I can't overemphasize it enough, is you are not your appearance. You are so many other things. Your appearance is just something very peripheral, and when people get to know you, they'll see you as so much beauty because of your essence. Kyo.
Yeah, I've talked about this before, how there can be a trick to the eye when you meet somebody's personality and it's just so attractive. And I feel like guys get a lot more of, like, they just care about how you look, which might have some truth to it, but they're like, your personality is really important. And I mean, I don't even know how old you are, because you might grow and you might, like, change a lot. So there's that too. But yeah, what you just said, Wheezy, your personality is really important, and you're not your appearance. So don't think that you are.
And if you really want to feel better about yourself, go to the mall and walk past couples that are holding hands, and you'll be like, "Oh my God, they found each other."
Yeah,
because they do. They all find each other.
Don't
Or
say
go
that
shopping.
though. Don't like.
Or go shopping for
You
a boyfriend.
found each other. Oh my God.
And you're both so hideous. It's really, Nico.
That is amazing.
I just want to let them know that it's not exactly perfect on the other end of the spectrum. Apparently, I've met like actually 3 or 4 like larger chested girls who said, "I wish my like chest was smaller."
Oh
Like,
yeah.
there's like back problems I heard, and then when they're in track and they're running, it's pretty tough on them.
In fact, in the app, I get more complaints from girls who feel that their breasts are too big. That's a much bigger complaint than girls that are worried that their breasts aren't big enough. Because girls that have breasts that they don't like, that they can't run, or that they can't sleep on their stomach, or that some guy is only looking at their chest, and it just feels creepy because this guy doesn't even know me, and and he's looking at me like I'm a thing and not a person. So there's pluses and minuses to looking all different ways, and you just have to, at the end of the day, go, I look like this, and in another year I'm going to look different because you guys are all growing, and it's all going to be okay, because however I'm meant to look is how I'm meant to look. And
Exactly.
And
It's really just like the grass is greener on the other side, I think.
yeah, everyone thinks, oh, I would be so much happier if this or if that. But you need to find your own happiness, and so does every person, because there's someone at your school looking at you and wishing they looked like you look. Have we got a phone call, Matt? We do. Mystery call. Mystery
Hi.
caller. Hello.
How are you?
Good. Who's this?
Don't hate the awesomeness.
Oh, hi. How are you? I heard you were going to call tonight. There was a rumor
Yes,
going
I
around the
was.
app. Yeah. Everybody at our place was like, yeah, I think she's going to call. It's pretty
Well, I
mysterious.
don't. Well, my mom's been getting really strict on my phone.
Oh, all right.
And since I got spring break this week, she's just like, oh, I don't care what you do.
All right. So do you have a question for DJ Kiss?
I'm just going to say that is awesome that you're 10 and you DJ like that, and you get
Thanks.
to meet, like, Nick Cannon and all. That's, like, awesome.
Yeah, Nick Cannon's a really nice guy.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. You're going to bring him on the show with you next week, right? Here? Right
Yes,
here?
I am.
With Mariah Carey? They're going to do a duet.
Mariah's
right?
gonna be right
Right
here.
there.
Just
That's
tell him
why
I miss Pick Boy. I
picture
can't
her
get
right
over
there.
that.
Okay. Did you want to weigh in on the question, Don't Hate, or do you have something else that you wanted to discuss with us tonight?
Body image has been something I have struggled with my whole life.
Wait, say that again. Talk twice as loud as you're talking right now. I want everyone to hear what you're saying.
Body image is something that
Oh.
I've struggled with my whole entire life.
Yeah, most teenage girls do. Body image she struggled with. Yeah, go ahead.
And you got the question the other day that, I'm not skinny at all,
Mm-hmm.
and I've struggled with it my whole life. It's been weight, it's been my problem, and it's really hard for me because I have a really bad metabolism, so I can't really break down stuff really well. So, like anything fattening, it's horrible for me. So, but really lately, I feel like I don't really let that bother me because there's so many, bigger women who are actually making a really big impact in the world and music and all of that. And I don't think body image really matters because when it comes to like the real world, more people are just gonna really rely on your personality for you to get through everything. So I like to, not really care about personality. And if you really worry about getting someone who loves you, you know, like a boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, the real person who's going to love you isn't going to love you for how you look. They're going to love you for your personality.
Damn right.
That's right. Well said.
Which I learned that.
Preach.
And you have learned that, and you just articulated that beautifully. And we thank you so much for calling tonight. I really, really appreciate that message from you. It means so much to us. It might be. We're going to do one more question, then we're going to get to Benji. Amanda writes, "Help! I stole something for a friend, which was the biggest mistake I have ever made in my life."
I think they meant from.
No, she actually stole something for a friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she stole a present, like maybe they were at the mall, and she knew that her friend wanted something, so she stole it and then gave it to the kid.
Oh, wow.
She found out and got what I took back. So the friend got the present and took it back. She is so mad and is telling people about it, and my parents are very disappointed. But I feel so alone and upset about what I did. I want to give up on everything. So making a mistake is not a really good reason to give up on everything. It's making a mistake means I need to make this right and then go on. Benji.
Well, I know someone, a pretty close friend, who was peer pressured into stealing something, and yeah, their parents were pretty mad at them for a while, and they took away some, money privileges and stuff. I heard, but in the end, I think life went back to normal in their house. So it's not like it's the end of the world. It's stuff like this. When you make a big mistake like this, it sucks for a while, but then eventually things go back to the way they always were. Like nothing's the end of the world. Everything is temporary.
And everything is a lesson, because when you feel really badly about something, the next time you're tempted to, oh, that's right there and I could just take it, you're like, I do not want to re-experience that feeling. And that's the base level of why we don't do things. Ultimately, you want to get to a point of moral development where you just would not accept that type of behavior in yourself, because you know that does not belong to you, and it's just like that would be damaging the universe. So in the beginning, kids do things because they don't want to get in trouble. Then they do things because they just know it's wrong. And then ultimately you do things because that's what you want from yourself, is the best moral conduct. Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. All that's true. And also sometimes that feeling of being alone can sometimes be not as real as it really feels. I know, just to share a brief story, that my dad told me when he was younger, he wanted a small, it was just like a bag of balloons at some like grocery store or something, just a regular like a CVS. And he was probably like 6, and his older brother was walking around with him, and he was like, "Oh, just take it. I do that all the time. Just take it, grab it." So my dad grabbed it, and the guy at the counter caught my dad with it, and got really mad at him. Was like, "I'm going to call your father." So they went home, and my dad's older brother answered the phone and was like, "Yes, this is Mr. Tab," because he didn't want to get in trouble for being there. This is how the story goes. I don't know how true it is. But then for a month, he was like, "You're going to do everything I say because I covered for you on that one."
God.
So my dad kind of became his slave.
Yeah.
And it ended up being that once my grandpa, so their dad, found out about it, he was significantly more mad at my dad's older brother for treating him so badly than my dad for
Wow.
making a mistake. Because he's like, mistakes happen. That's part of life. So sometimes it might feel like you're alone because you're so self-conscious about it. But chances are people might be a little bothered by it. And if you make amends the right way, it shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Yeah, I mean, you have to apologize. Your friend took it back, but maybe if you went to the store and say, "I did steal it and my friend returned it and I just really feel awful and I just want to face-to-face say to you, I'm owning what I did and I apologize." That might help you feel better. Nico.
I wanted to kind of latch on to what you said before about the moral development, where I don't think she's at that stage where she's like, I regret this because I got in trouble for it. Because the way she just phrased the question was all, oh my God, this is the worst mistake I've made in my life. I'm a horrible human being. And I was talking to her in the app too, and I told her the important thing is that you realize that you made this mistake. And the important thing is to realize that it's just a mistake. And when I was playing football, this is going to relate, trust me. I screwed up a lot because I'm not good at sports.
There's that detail. about playing football.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be good at sports.
Hey, oh yeah, I forgot that one. Sorry, guys.
You didn't check
When I
that
was
off
doing
your
a
list.
concert, I'm really bad at music, by the way.
My coach always told me, it's like, Nico, stop saying you're sorry. It's getting annoying.
Oh.
Just learn from your mistake. Don't do it again. And I feel like that can translate a lot into life. You got to learn what you did was wrong, but you can't let it weigh you down. You pick it up and you run with it, and you make sure you don't trip again.
Yes. Do we have a phone call? Yes, Maddie's on the phone. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, how are you?
Do you want to know who's over?
I'm gonna take a wild guess.
Why don't
and
you
say
do
it's someone related to me?
Yes,
Nope.
it is your brother Benji. Please put the camera on Benji. Yes, it is Benji, your brother. You remember him from down the hall?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's such a coincidence.
You're that girl who lives across from me, right?
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
God!
Yep.
Hi.
Yeah.
She has so much dish on you. You better be nice. Maddie, are you weighing in on the problem, or do you have something to report this evening?
I actually have something to report.
Okay.
It is a high possibility that I will be able to come next week. Not like
Excitement.
The return.
forever, but just individually next week,
Oh,
and then
goody.
later again, much later.
Oh, good, because I don't want you to just like grow up and have me miss it.
Oh no, I will keep you updated on the growing up.
Okay, good.
Return
Yay,
of
we
the
get to
Sith.
see Maddie next week. Keo?
Just to the question, I think that she should be very thankful to her friend because this is something that could have grown into an actual problem. So actually be thankful that your friend stopped you and did something about it, because that's something that later down in the line it grows into a problem, and then you have real regrets of like all the things that you did, or you get into real big trouble.
Yeah,
Our
because
friend
this
going-
is still at the level where you're going to look back on this and go, remember when I
Yeah.
stole that thing? And it's not funny, but it's still kind of a thing that I would say at least 50% of adults have some sort of story that's close to this one. Ryan?
I just have to clear one thing up that's not exactly related to the question, but I just did some brief research, and it turns out my childhood memory was skewed, and Nick Cannon was not Pick-Boy. He was named chairman of Nickelodeon, but like as a joke, and then there was this other dude who was Pick-Boy.
But was Nick Cannon ever slimed?
Yes, he was the guy I think who started it, like the 2005 Kids' Choice Awards or
That's
something.
what I thought, yeah. He's the king of slime. Who am I pointing to? You pointing to
Wow,
Nico?
that's a terrible name. The King of Slime.
Someone has to be the king.
I just
Nico?
really want to say that even though it was right of her to tell and then bring it back, it wasn't really right of her to go around telling a bunch of her friends, though. But really, things like this are going to blow over, honestly. Like, you might get a nickname in your group of friends, but that's really the most that's going to come out of it eventually. I mean, Keo, what'd you have to say?
I'm thinking that it might not even be like that, but that's how it feels, because when you're in that place, then it feels like, oh, she's telling everyone, but she might have just told a few people or something. But, yeah, it wouldn't be right to go and slander her for making a mistake, because everybody makes mistakes.
DJ?
This is just like an unrelated subject, but to what Ryan said, I'm next in line for the throne for the Slime Kings.
Really?
No way.
I just wanted to say that.
Have you been slimed?
Not yet.
Do we know what's
Well,
in
it's
it?
I'm
a
gonna
great-
fill my pull up with slime.
What's
and
in
just
it?
Dive in it.
It's a great name when you have that title. I just don't.
Yeah.
It didn't sound that appealing. The King of Slime, like the Sliming King sounds a little better to like because you get to like be the dude
best
who does
looking
it.
slime
But,
king.
but like the King of Slime, it just sounds like you sit there just like and you're like I control all the slime. Like
Yes,
great.
I am slime
Backstage, slime him. Slime the
Okay,
crap.
I am very confused.
Slime side.
king.
When you are the Slime King,
well,
I want to be slimed.
Matt-
Maddie,
Maddie's
we're just talking about
confused.
sliming.
We have DJ Kiss on the show, and he's been to several Nickelodeon events. He's a famous 10-year-old DJ. We are Our Place Out Loud.
Oh, okay.
Yes, exactly. Please give us a call at 888-531-7171. Thank you so much for calling, Maddie. Stay tuned because it's your brother's segment coming up.
Bye, Maddie.
It's
Maddie, I
going
love
to be
you.
really good.
Bye.
So Benji,
Bye, Maddie.
Benji, you'll see her later at home.
Yeah.
So Benji is 16 years old, and he has a Kickstarter campaign for his invention called the Allo. And Benji's going to go ahead and tell everybody what it is. I tried to put a link in the app to the video, but yeah, we would like to have a picture of the Allo. Nikki has seen this.
Editing magic.
Ooh,
Look at that, so
wow.
fancy.
So
Crystal clear.
go ahead, Benji. You can explain what everyone's looking at.
Hey, yeah. So what this is that it's the first mount and speaker for bikes instead of just being a mount or just being a speaker. Now, what this lets you do is it lets you do everything you got to do on your bike right on your handlebars instead of having to use earbuds or pulling the phone out of your pocket while you're riding.
So wouldn't it still be better to just pull over and not mess with anything while you're on your bike?
Of course, but I have the personal philosophy that people are idiots, and I see them doing this all the time, using earbuds and holding their phone both at the same time while they're riding.
In fact, the part of that idiot in your video is played by a friend of yours, correct?
Yeah, that is one of my very good friends, Frankie Cohn.
So Frankie has been submitted for an internet award for that performance, has he not?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty chilling.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite scene.
His acting is just getting mad and yelling at my dad, who is driving the car that almost hits him.
Yeah, and
Just
what's
really
his
love
line?
His line is, dude, seriously? Or something like that. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
dude,
What are you,
seriously?
crazy?
Like, and he's the one on the phone, on his bike, and he's yelling at
The
your dad.
performance by Mom brought me to tears.
Oh, yeah. That was gorgeous. Like,
Oh,
her
yes.
wanting me to get those
Benji!
eggs. It's just...
At the
You have to say,
market. The market. How
Benji?
touching is that?
Could you
It
go
was-
to
it
the
was
market? I can't do her accent,
So
but
much symbolism.
I don't know if you noticed, but right after she calls me, I pick up my bike and walk.
Yeah,
away.
yeah, I
I think
noticed
that's the funniest part of the video because I'm on grass, so I can't get on and ride because I'm right in my backyard. But I pick up the bike and walk away.
I just love
think
that you were
it's
standing in your backyard with your bike, just waiting for a phone call.
so
like,
if
that's what I
people
do.
want to watch this now, what's become this epic video, they would go to Kickstarter and would they type in ALLO?
That is correct. You go to Kickstarter.com. That is like the word kick, like you kick someone, and then starter, like you're starting a race. And you go to the search bar, type in the word ALLO, ALLO, and then you will find my project. And you can see the video there, and you can actually get an ALLO right now. If you want to do that.
And how close are you to your goal?
I am at almost 17,000 out of 24,500.
And by when do you have to meet that goal?
I have to meet it by Sunday at 11:40 a.m.
Okay, so if people contribute right now, what are some of the rewards that are available?
Well, of course, you can get an ALLO. You can get a special edition ALLO, which has a gold logo.
Does it come with the
Super
Halo helmet? Oh no, that's an Xbox. Never mind.
Yeah, that's Xbox.
Go ahead.
And you can also get stickers. You can get like cool stickers that have
Stickers?
a logo on it. You can get a bike bell that has a logo on it. But my personal favorite is that you can get a bike ride with me and a lunch. And
That's awesome.
Benji,
Yeah,
can't
I
I
love
get
that.
that for free?
Shipping not included.
you can get that for free. But
People
you
gotta
know,
pay
those-
$1,000.
Wait, is
people need
shipping
to be a
included
celebrity.
with the lunch and
Dude,
stuff? Like, do you fly people out here?
Oh no, we don't do that.
I need to
Most
see
people already
the
do
video of
shipping.
you riding your bike and eating lunch with a stranger. That's the video I would like
Wait,
to
are
see.
they at the same time?
Pre-
Is the next generation Allo gonna hold your sandwich for you as you bike?
Exactly. It's gonna have like a little clamp thing. It's gonna.
Oh,
He's going to build a refrigerator for your bike.
Oh yeah, like the refrigerator hangs off the frame, and you just like pull out. You got all your stuff. A microwave too.
It's going to
Patent
be
pending.
a
Yeah,
bike
patent
food
pending.
cart. New things that Benji invents for your bike
You're
include a
recreating
toilet.
the ice cream truck. But
I've
on
seen bike pizza delivery though down in the 3rd Street Promenade. They
Oh,
got
yeah.
this whole cool cart. I really want to one day be the guy that drives that around and
with your
delivers
Allo on it,
pizza.
taking delivery
Yeah.
orders on your
Dreaming
Allo.
big,
Oh, yeah.
Benji.
Dream big. Dream big. Any questions for Benji the
That
inventor?
private school education really coming through.
Yulia.
So what inspired you to do this?
Well, I bike a lot. I bike to school. I love music, and I was just biking, and I was having a lot of trouble using my phone while I rode. And so I actually bought this little mount. It was just a mount, and then it wasn't. I wanted to listen to my music with it. Wasn't loud enough, so I bought a little speaker, and I sort of taped them together. And then I was like, "Wow, this is really cool! I can hear my music. I can do anything I want to do." And I thought this should really be a product, and so I went to Kickstarter to try and create it.
So, like, how did you do the manufacturing? Like, how did you? Because I saw in the video, like, it has a logo already. Like, everything's like,
Mhm.
seamlessly
Very
connected. There's no
slick,
tape
yeah.
on it. So, how did you do that? Did you do that on your own, or did you have someone manufacture that for you?
That's a good question. Before manufacturing, what you have to do is you have to make prototypes. So that's what you're seeing is it's actually the picture's edited a little bit to make it look nice, but it's a prototype. So what I did is I went to some private investors. I raised some money to get enough money to go to a product design company to have them make the computer files for it. And once you have the computer files, then you can 3D print a prototype. And that's what I did. So that's all I have right now is prototypes. To go into manufacturing, it costs $14,000. So that's what I'm on Kickstarter trying to raise money for.
Oh, okay, cool.
Very cool.
This is more about Kickstarter specifically, but do you feel like it's a good way for content creators to get new like things they want funded out there, or has it really just been like messing with you a lot? Like you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get anything out there.
Getting it on Kickstarter is easy. It's work, but there's to get accepted onto the Kickstarter page by Kickstarter is pretty easy. Just meet the requirements, and that's that. But the harder part is actually getting it out to the world. Kickstarter is really just a platform you can put your product on.
So you got to advertise yourself.
Yeah, you got to advertise, and you got to get people to come to the Kickstarter page. They don't just come by themselves. So you got to find other ways to do PR and get them there.
How did you advertise exactly?
What I did is I wrote like a little a press release, and I sent it out to local press, a bunch of gadget publications, a bunch of biking publications, and I worked at that. And then eventually what I got to do is some of them took me on and like wrote articles about me. And like if you go on Mashable, what's the other one, like Gizmag, there's a bunch of articles like on the Allo, and they've written about it and like posted about it, and like Mashable's actually got like a little video talking about it, and then also appealed to local news as well. And so I've actually went on KCAL9 the other night and got
That's
a little
cool.
interview.
Who talked to you?
His name was Bobby something starting with a K. I can't remember
He's
his
good.
last name. You know him, okay.
No, he's good. So yeah,
He's
so
good
you're getting really good in front of the camera. So just this invention is pulling a lot of different resources out of you. Like you're having to think like a businessman. You're having to think like a spokesperson. You're having to write and produce and create content for Kickstarter. Like you're really kind of mining a lot of different talents from inside of you at the age of 16. So it's really been kind of a wonderful experience.
Yeah, I've certainly learned a lot, especially about the product making world and about the advertisement world and like what it takes. This is one of the biggest questions I've always asked myself. Like, how do you start with an idea and really turn it into something? And that's what I'm learning right now how to do. And like I said, like you said, there's a bunch of different things that go into it. You got to have a bunch of different skills. You got to know people who are willing to help you out, and you got to advocate for yourself. You got to learn how to be a spokesperson. So yeah, I write a lot, so I've had to use my skills of writing. So there's a whole bunch of different things that go into it, and it's different for every situation to go from an idea to an actual thing.
That's wonderful. It's really a great experience. One more question, Ryan, and then we're going to jump back into questions from the kids here.
Yeah, not so much a question, but more
we have a
just
caller, too.
speaking to
Yes.
the cameras.
Yes.
I know that one way that Benji has been trying to promote his product and his Kickstarter page is by having his friends share it on Facebook. I did that. Jake did that. A lot of us did that.
Thanks, guys.
If you can get onto the Allo page and just share that on Facebook, even if you don't have an opportunity to donate money to that, and just tell your friends to share and just spread the word about it, he's got a ways to go, but he's got 4 days to do it. So helping him out, even if that just means hitting share, would be awesome.
We're going to
for
have
that.
our place be what puts Allo over the edge. And we're going to make it happen, Benji.
And don't
you guys
think,
have the power.
Don't
Yes.
think someone else will do it. Don't have that mindset, because
Yes.
if everyone thinks that, nothing will happen.
If
Like,
you
no
don't
every
vote
single
for
person
Sam
counts.
Wolf, Sam Wolf gets voted off Idol.
Like if you're looking
Okay.
if you're looking at this camera and my finger's pointing at you, then am I pointing at the you. Then you need to go on your social media and share it. No, like don't think about like, oh, people won't know what it is. Share it. Let people know what it is and really get it over the edge and just help Benji out, because it's kind of an amazing thing for someone at 16 to do and help him get to what he wants to do.
Do you have a website specifically for the Allo, or is just the Kickstarter site?
Yeah, I do have a website. That will lead you to the Kickstarter. That's
Okay.
www.theallobikemount.com.
How do you spell that?
Allo, you spell ALLO.
That's
Thank you.
www.
Who's on
please
the
share,
phone,
guys.
Matt? Hello, mystery caller. Hello. We've lost our caller.
That's really mysterious.
If you ride your bike without the Allo, that's what happens.
Oh.
Exactly.
Fall.
Maybe she fell for
You
bikes.
lose phone calls. We're going to read a question from Peyton.
Scroll it across.
Good job, Jake.
Nice, easy scroll.
Peyton, I went into my brother's room. Is everyone listening to the question? Or we've broken into like, groups?
The Allo's just too amazing.
little
I was just showing Yulia how to get to the
individual-
website.
Individual projects. Peyton, I went into my brother's room and found him doing drugs. He told me not to tell her mom, but I don't know what to do, and I don't want him to die. Ryan.
Yeah, so this is a question we all kind of discussed before the show,
Mhm.
and we all had kind of similar answers to this one, and we thought that it kind of depends on the role that sibling plays in your life. So if it's an older brother, there's less reason to be concerned, but still very much a reason to be concerned. And if it's a younger sibling, that's really something where you should step in and do something about it. There's, in high school and college, there's a lot of drugs that are not extremely, harmful to a person who doesn't have an issue with it. Keo said, to me earlier that marijuana can be considered a gateway drug, so you want to watch out for that. Be careful about that. If it's an older sibling, maybe talk to them and just kind of ask them questions about why they're doing it and let them know that you don't think it's smart. If it's a younger sibling, though, no matter what they're doing, do something about it, because you always, want to be helpful to your younger siblings and kind of mentor them into growing up.
Do you have any thoughts, Nikki?
I mean, I'm younger or older. I'm probably going to my parents either way. I mean, I just don't. There's no reason for. I just don't think it's healthy. No matter what drug you're doing, I just don't see any benefit health-wise. And I think whatever pride you might keep with, if like holding the information away from your parents isn't worth the risk you take by not telling them health-wise.
And also, the drugs are being utilized in the family home.
Right.
So don't mom and dad have a right to that information?
Yeah. If you're going to do it at home, then you're taking that risk.
And
automatically.
you don't have to just say, "Hey, Chad's doing drugs." You can say, "You may want to look in Chad's room." You can just kind of lay it out there so that you're almost kind of not really telling. You're just giving a heads up that this kid's behavior may be something that could be harmful to him. I mean, I kind of feel that way. Nico?
Yeah, Nikki's completely right here, honestly.
Mhm.
It's like drugs, and I'm assuming this is someone whose older brother is about 16, I'm thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
There's really a chance that this is going to be like alcohol and really mess with you at a younger age. So while they're in their parents' house, even if they're your older brother, you tell your parents. If they're your younger brother, you smack them upside the head, then tell your parents.
Oh, so abuse first and then talking.
Only if
Abuse-
they're younger than you.
I see.
Yeah,
The order.
you don't want them to swing back. You got to swing first.
Oh, I see. So there has to be a show of strength.
But as Nico mentioned, you want your younger siblings doing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Also, as a mention, swing first.
DJ Kiss.
Well, I really don't know much about drugs, but like I know that there's not really a point of doing it, but to like look cool. I don't really see the point of risking your life to try to like be cool for your friends or anything, or even if it's in your house, you should still tell your parents, because that's pretty bad. Even if it's like cocaine or bath salts or anything, or just like marijuana or anything, you should still tell either way.
And just to kind of calm down your fears, your brother is not going to immediately die, and your parents would definitely see symptoms of drug abuse before there would be any risk of death. But we
Yeah.
don't want him to get to that point. Keo, is your hand up?
Yeah. Well, first off, I like how Nico just assumes that if someone's doing drugs, then they're gonna swing at you. Swing first. So you have to swing first. Second, yeah, tell your parents is what I would do, and don't. I mean, your brother will probably be mad at you because he doesn't want you to tell, but better have him be mad at you for a month than it turn into a real problem and actually like mess up his life, because no matter what drug it is, the consequences can be very serious. So tell your parents is my advice.
And if your parents are wise, then when they speak to your brother, the way that they found out about this will not have been from you.
I mean,
It
he's
depends
probably
on how wise your
he's-
parents are.
He's
He may not know
no, but like,
because he's stoned, so he's not going to remember how
but that's what
things
he's
happened.
gonna. That's what he's gonna assume. Like, even if he doesn't know.
No, that's not. He may not. He well, all right, you're right, because you did walk in and find him using, but they could still kind of smell. If it's marijuana, you smell marijuana in your home.
No, but I don't know. When you're 16, you kind of just can catch on to things like that. Like, oh, I'm gonna put two and two together. My sister walked into my room, saw me smoking, and now my parents know I've been smoking.
I
Like,
see.
even if they
Yeah.
we smelled it from outside. Like, it's just putting two and two together. and he might swing first. So
He
watch
might,
out.
but I do think that telling is the right.
He won't swing first.
Go ahead, DJ.
Oh, and you can smell like weed like really good. Like when I first walk into a club, like that's the first thing you smell, and then you smell, and then you just see everybody just. I saw a lot of girls tip over from like,
You know what it is?
smoking and being drunk. And
You know
stuff.
what it
They're just-
is? It's the heels. They're
Like,
not
taller than me.
aerodynamic. They're not structurally sound.
No, but
those
seriously,
girls.
that is like one of the strongest smells like there is. My friend, his family's from South Africa, and we went to go see a rugby tournament in South Africa. No, we didn't go to South Africa. We went to Las Vegas to watch a South African team. What the heck?
Your story ended very differently than it began.
We went to Las Vegas to see the South African team. My bad. We didn't go to South Africa. And so he brought me along, and we were staying at our hotel room, and like we walk in one night, and we could hear the people next door, and there's two doors. There's like their door and our door, because it's like one where you could like get both rooms and then connect them. And through both doors, we could just smell. Like the second I walked in, I'm like, yeah, they're smoking weed on the other side of the
It
door.
honestly really
It
is
was
amazing
gross.
how like immediate it is.
Yeah.
Like, I was at Venice last week, right?
Well, that's Venice.
Yeah, but there's this part of the beach where it's like, oh, everything's kind of normal, and then you like go one step further, and it's like, oh god, it hit me like.
It's like
cold.
there's a wall. Like you pass through a barrier, and it's unforgettable. Like you can't not see it or smell it.
Yep.
Smell
Yeah,
it. You
exactly.
don't see it, but
Yes, it definitely has. We are at
Right.
What has been
we are
smelled
our
cannot
place
be
out loud 888-531-717. We probably have time for one more phone call. You could make that phone call yours if you give us a call. Wallflower writes, I've never met my birth parents, and sometimes people stare at me when I'm with my family because they are all Caucasian and I am obviously 100% Chinese. It's really annoying and insulting. I know that I am really lucky to have been adopted and only have been an orphan for 8 months, but what should I do? So before we get to what you guys have to say, I'm going to read, I wrote to my cousin May, who's also Chinese by birth and adopted by my family, which is clearly not Chinese. So you have a picture of May, and I put this into my notes so that I could read it to you. That's May today. She is, I'm going to brag. She's a Frisbee champion. So May read your letter, and she is now 20, and she said, I felt that, too, for a long time, maybe until early to my mid-high school. I could notice people staring as well, which didn't help either. To answer your question, there is not really anything you can do because you can't control other people. And whether they stare or not, not really a solution. I was always quiet, shy, awkward, child, teenager, and I think once I started to open up to my friends and to other people and basically just become more comfortable with myself in general, I just started to not care whether other people were staring. I think the best thing to do is to try and to not take it personally or to let it get you upset. It would be pretty hard to not look or notice people staring because people in general tend to look at things that are different, and there's not much you can do to stop that. People still look when I go out with my family, but I try to just be engaged with them and not think about it as if it gets you upset or it insults you. Sometimes when I notice people staring, I giggle to myself because I can see the confusion on their faces, and I'm not even sure if I notice that often anymore. Personally, when I see an adopted child with their parents, I stare a little bit too, and I smile to myself because I think it's cute. Some people may be doing that, and people are going to stare. If you notice and try and just shrug it off and go on with whatever you're doing with your parents, that everything will be fine. You could also try talking to your parents about it because I'm sure that they notice a little bit too. So go ahead, Jakey, and put up the picture of the whole group that went with my cousin Carrie and her husband Mike, and they all got Chinese kids. And that's all. That's everybody, and they all stay in touch. And look how many happy families were made because people decided, I want this baby, and I'm going to make a good home and family for this baby. And now all those kids are about 19 or 20 or 21 years old. And you can actually see little baby May, which we called her baby May till she was about 7 or 8, I think, just because it sounded good together. But they're in, like, at the top of, if there's a pyramid, they're at the top of the pyramid. You see Carrie, Mike, and May in yellow.
on the left.
And, you know, you're gonna always feel that way. And I remember my cousin Carrie at one point said to me, because she has a really good sense of humor, when May was about 12, she said, well, May said to me, I just wish you were Chinese. And Carrie said, honey, I can do a lot of things for you, but I cannot become Chinese. And I think, you know, it just, if everyone just takes the attitude of like, well, yes, what May said is true. People do look at things that are different, but different is good. And, you know, it's absolutely uncomfortable when you know the whole world is staring at you anyway because you're an adolescent and you don't want people staring at you, but you're going to get used to it, and this is just who you are. And the good definitely outweighs, you know, kind of anybody. And I think the other point that May made that I really want to make, just because they're staring doesn't mean they're adversely judging. It just means they're noticing, and it could be a good thing. Kyo.
Yeah. I wasn't adopted, but I'm mixed, and a lot of people would stare when they would see me with my mom. She's white. But what I got a lot of when I was young was that people thought I was a girl because I had very long hair, I had dreadlocks, and I was a little kid. It was hard to tell. And I don't remember my response, but this is something that my grandma told me. Whenever people would call me a girl, I would say, no, I'm a boy. And then they would say, oh, I'm sorry. And then I would say, that's fine. I know what I am.
Aww.
So, I mean...
That's cute. That's so Kyo. That's like mini Kyo. Mini Kyo wisdom.
Were you ever Minnie? Okay.
Yulia?
Like in my family, we're like mixed with like Lebanese and Chinese, and well, I'm Mexican, but like my brother doesn't look like me. My mom, she looks Chinese. Like my dad, he's
I
like
think
a mix.
your brother looks like you.
Like my sister, we don't look like each other. Like
I think they all look
really?
alike.
I could tell you guys are a family, like, if I saw you guys together.
Yeah, like my mom, she doesn't like no one, because she's like a lot lighter than me, so
Mhm.
it's like weird and different. Like no one kind of.
I think it's more to you than it is to us.
Really?
Yeah. I've met everyone in your family pretty much except for maybe the oldest sister, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm the oldest sister.
Oh, yeah. Except
yeah,
for
the other one.
maybe-
Oh, yeah. No, wait. You met
You
Andrea.
met Valerie,
Oh,
Andrea.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Well, like I've always like.
but it's like how you feel is like so
Yeah.
powerful at that age, right?
Mhm. Yeah, because you feel like everyone, you just feel like so out of place, or I don't know, just weird. And then also like for me, because I'm darker complected, like it's a lot. Like you just don't. There was a point where I didn't even like my skin tone. Like I hated it.
But people
and-
go to tanning beds to look
Yeah.
like you. So what is wrong with us?
So like there's a point where you just have to accept who you are. You can't
Yeah.
care what other people think about you. You just gotta love yourself.
I love it. Ryan.
Definitely, that's true. Just love yourself no matter what your circumstances or who you are. But also, I think a lot of times people try and understand their surroundings and kind of just figure out where they are. Even if you're in public, I think our minds are just kind of running like, oh, what's that? What's this? And so, you know, I've definitely, you know, looked at people who like, I'm like, is that their parents or are they related? And it's not because I'm like judging it. I'm just kind of curious if they're related or if they're friends or what it is. And it's just my mind trying to figure things out. So
Yeah.
even you know, it might be them thinking it's cute, it might be them thinking negatively, and it might just be people trying to just kind of figure out their surroundings because, you know, it's just part of the world they're in and they're just trying to figure it out. So don't take any offense to it. And I would assume it could be hard, but, you know, like Yulia said, love yourself for who you are.
Well, you know, it is like a lot of people trying to figure the world out, and you know, by the time you're my age, you kind of have seen like mostly everything. So you're like, okay, I get what that probably is. Probably adopted kid, whatevs. But like, you know how like a baby will come into a room and they'll like lick everything and put everything in their mouth. Well, when we walk into a room, we don't have to put anything in our mouth because we've already done that and we know it doesn't taste good. But like when you're still 16 and you haven't seen different types of families, you might look and go, oh, that's a different type of family. When you're my age, you're just like, you know, you've just like, or you're like, ah, you know, because it's like lesbians with a Chinese baby, like, you know, I mean, it's like, ah.
But like
'Cause,
naturally,
like, we're
things stand out
happy.
to us as people. So things that are different and don't,
Yeah.
you know.
And it also depends on your town. Like, if you live in Los Angeles, you've seen every
Yeah.
shade of family members, and you're just like, it's the Fosters.
50
So-
Shades of Families.
I just did an ABC Family reference. Anyone? 50 Shades of Families. Oh, God. I don't even.
You did a Twilight fan
Yikes.
fiction reference.
Oh, we have a phone call. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Alaska Girl 98.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Hey, okay, so on the subject, the question about her out with her family and her being adopted,
Mm-hmm.
well, I have 6 adopted siblings, 15 biological.
Wow,
But,
you're awesome.
Yeah, I have 2 Mexican brothers and 2 black. And that's how they were for a while.
They're not
until
black
they
anymore?
decided, like,
That's what I was thinking.
What happened?
they they decided like they can't do anything about it, so they just want to be with their family and not pay attention to everyone else who's staring at them.
Good.
And so they just kind of brushed it off and just said whatever, you know. And so, yep, now they're like 25 or something. They're out with their own family, you know, have kids now.
So this is your reality. That's what you grew up with, was like all kinds of different people being around, and just like this is just family's whatever you call family.
Exactly. Well, see, I lived in Missouri first, and then we moved to Alaska, so I haven't seen any of them for a while besides my 6-year-old brother. He is mixed. He's black and Caucasian, I guess, or whatever, white.
Hey.
But he's technically my nephew, but my mom adopted him from my sister whenever she was 16.
Oh, that's so cool. So how many siblings in the family?
Altogether, like 20.
Wow. And you know all their names?
Whoa.
Yes.
You're so great. Thank you so much for calling and sharing. That's our show for tonight. I want to thank everybody for taking part. Give yourselves a round of applause. We will see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
I've been out there wandering. I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my